The war against the German fascist invaders over the victory of the Soviet people. A large number of Soviet citizens start relocation in other places across the Soviet Union. The Soviet government raised the question, how to create the necessary conditions for the lives of citizens in the Soviet Union. In 1946, the government of the USSR mused about the resettlement of people within the cities and, later, the expansion of cities themselves. These innovations were in the time of Joseph Stalin. Under his supervision, resettlement program kicked off with great speed.
The first experimental frame panel houses were built in the year 1948 in Moscow on Sokolynaya Gora and Khrushchevso Shas on the projects developed by the Moscow authorities. The author of the project of residential houses was Vitaly Pavlovich Lagutenko. The first houses having 4 floors in height constructed with steel frame. Steel frame in the future was successfully changed to reinforced concrete. When Khrushchev Nikita Sergeyevich's arrival to power, and the massive resettlement program development, in particular, the cities of Moscow, have not stopped, but, on the contrary, made new development projects of multi-apartment houses.
Construction of Khrushchevka lasted from 1957 to 1985 year. The first refinement project's Khrushchevka was held in 1963 to 64. Construction of new modifications began after the resignation of Nikita Sergeevich Khrushchev in the second half of the 1960s, so such houses referred to as Ranian Brezhnevkom. Superior versions appeared separate bathrooms, separate rooms in 2-room apartments. The number of multi-room apartments appeared at home increased number of stories with elevator and garbage. However, the construction of prefabricated Khrushchevka series lasted for a long time, since their replacement by modern series required reconfiguring the Moscow building departments.
These houses are built purely on the basis of need. The first projects Khrushchevka have tiled or slate roof, however, already possessed a characteristic layout. In the campaign against architectural excesses of the later buildings got more than cheap flat asphalt roof with low near roof space, typically has been filled up by insulating material and with only the ventilation openings to the outside. These spaces became a place of nesting birds. In registration of facades of buildings missing moldings and other decorative elements characteristic of the previous buildings of the Stalinist period. Brick Khrushchevki overwhelmingly not plastered.
It is worth mentioning that these houses were built for 15 days. Interior finish lasted a month. Khrushchevki are categorized by series construction and destination cities or Soviet republics. Notable for a series Khrushchevki are K7, 335, 480, 438, 464, 447. In the list of interesting us homes also get high-rise projects, but these projects have been designed for a longer than previous versions houses period. Khrushchevki, the fastest and most productive building in the world. These homes are only rated for 25 to 30 years, but they are still standing in next century. The Soviet people built a new city. The city, which despite the speed and all the construction tricks, stand to this day. This feed people. And it is amazing.
Молодеют, становятся наряднее и старые города. Жилищное строительство в стране теперь ведется с помощью мощной промышленной индустрии. 9-я пятилетка дала крылья новым методам в строительстве – Лобинскому и Орловской непрерывке. Что бы ни делалось в нашей стране, на первом месте забота о человеке. 56 миллионов советских граждан переехало за эти 5 лет в новые квартиры. Сегодня у нас строится жилья больше, чем во всех странах Европы вместе взятых. Никогда раньше благосостояние людей Уровень жизни народа
made by Tanagon.
глубиной и масштабностью
Thanks for attention.